Greetings, patients, and welcome to another episode of Doc Docs Reviews, your premier documentary review show. My name is Doc Hawk, and today we will be reviewing Banking on Bitcoin, a recent Netflix documentary released by Christopher Cannucciati. The plot summary, according to IMDb, is as follows. Bitcoin is the most disruptive invention since the internet. And now an ideological battle is underway between fringe utopists and mainstream capitalism. The film shows the players who are defining how this technology will shape our lives. Now, there is a lot that I do admire about this documentary, but the full package left me a bit unsatisfied. What this documentary tries to do is to look at the history of Bitcoin on a timeline and hit the big dates ever since its creation in 2009. A lot of the runtime, especially during the beginning, was just spent explaining the different facets and intricacies of Bitcoin from a whole swath of people. It really does start to feel like a history lesson like you would see in class or something. I understand how they were trying to organize it, but I felt it would be better if they focused on one or two storylines rather than interviewing a ton of different people who were just throwing information at you without any time to digest it. Having said that, the way they supplemented the information was actually pretty visually satisfying with animations and stuff, and it did make me engaged despite the information dumps. I really liked how they introduced Bitcoin by talking about money in general as just an accounting system managed by banks and issued by the government. And if you don't know what Bitcoin is, I'll sort of explain to you the way they explained it. Bitcoin is similar to that. It's also an accounting system, but instead of going through the banks, it goes directly to the recipient. And it's recorded in a digital public ledger called the blockchain, and it gets a consensus from all the computers in the network to verify that transaction. There were actually several storyline threads that I found super fascinating, like the guy in the opening shot who's about to go to prison for money laundering and allowing drug trafficking to happen with Bitcoin. Or this government finance guy, Benjamin Lawsky, who basically puts in place regulations on Bitcoin companies and then starts a consulting business where he profits off the regulations that he himself made. My favorite plotline actually doesn't even happen until the last half hour, and that is, who is this mysterious Satoshi Nakamoto, who is the apparent creator of Bitcoin? The film tries to uncover the identity of this person, or maybe it's a group of people, and they kind of use clues to see if he's just going by a different name or if he's a group. All that part was super interesting, and I wanted to dive deeper into each of these things. There's so much interesting stuff here. But at a 1 hour and 23-minute runtime, we can't really do that. I also should say that it's pretty one-sided. It's clear that the director is pro-Bitcoin, and he thinks that the government will just mess this whole cryptocurrency thing up for everyone. There was one part that mentioned that it takes a while to verify a transaction, but that was the only real attention paid to that viewpoint. Even when they talked about Bitcoin being used for bad, like Silk Road, they said, so can anything. Quick plug to our video with Bitcoin LA over here, where I think we actually give more of a balanced overview of the positives and negatives of Bitcoin. Overall, I'd say go check out this documentary if you're interested in learning about cryptocurrency, which in my opinion is really important because although it does have a lot of issues to be worked out, there are a lot of benefits to it compared to our current centralized system. Anyways, patients, that was my review of Banking on Bitcoin. If you saw it, let me know what you thought in the comments below. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? Are there other points that you want to add that I didn't bring up? If you didn't see it, are you interested in the subject? Do you want to learn more about it? Have you heard about it in your daily life? If so, let me know. Give it a like if you liked it. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and join the Documentary Doctor movement. And if you missed my last review on Icarus, click right there to get filled in about that movie. Anyways, I've been Doc Hawk. Thanks so much for watching, and you have been prescribed.